Afternoon. Today's date is November 15, 2019, and the time is 2 p.m. This is a time and place for the administrative hearings conducted by the hearing officer. I'm Robert J. Drossel, attorney at law, and I have been duly appointed to act as a hearing officer for these proceedings. These proceedings are recorded, so all statements must be made from the podium in front of me. When your case is called, please come to the podium. I will ask you to state your name and spell it. Please speak loud and clearly. If there's a hearing, the county will present its case first. You will then be given the opportunity to question the code enforcement officer and present any evidence on your behalf if you desire. You will first be sworn in. Please make sure that all cell phones, pagers, or other devices are turned off or set to silence. If you need to make a call, please step into the corridor so as not to disturb these proceedings. I will now swear in the code enforcement officer. Officer Mello, would you please stand? Do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in these matters now pending at these hearings will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. First case on the calendar is In Re property at 371391 Darby Street. Mr. Sutton is here. Sir, would you please come forward? This case is probably one of the longest running ones that we've had some time. This is...
He hasn't had any blight for almost a year now, though.
I'm sorry?
We haven't had any blight there for almost a year.
Okay, yeah, 7/20/18 was the date of the order. You know, we had, when I was a prosecutor earlier in my career in a different county, the DA would give a...
I can barely hear you.
Okay. Just a little example. When I was a prosecutor in a different county earlier in my career, the DA of that county had an award. It was called the Utter Award for the prosecutor who could milk that case longest. So I'm just trying to make an analogy here, and I hope we're not getting into that situation.
Well, it's costing me more money than you think, so.
Well, that's unfortunate, but the county does have a stake in this, as citizens of the county also. And would you give me an update first, Mr. Officer Mello, where we are?
Yeah, so Mr. Sutton has provided us with an application for a permit from HCD. It's got the permit number, the issuance dates and whatnot, expiration date. So we do have that on record now. And then also Mr. Sutton has provided the receipt for the roofing material he's purchased. And my understanding, the portion of that has already been delivered to him, so it sounds like he has made some good progress.
All right, that's encouraging. Thank you, Mr. Sutton. In your opinion, what still needs to be done to kind of wrap this up to some kind of a conclusion where the nuisance that needed to be abated has been abated? Do you see where we are and what needs to be done yet?
Yeah, just as long as Mr. Sutton stays on course here, he's got the roofing material, and it sounds like he's going to be able to install that in the winter months. And I think once we start progressing down that road, we can definitely extend time frames and get Mr. Sutton on his way to get him off the calendar.
All right, I think everybody's looking forward to that. How much time do you want?
Maybe we see with Mr. Sutton, see when he expects to get that roof installed, and give him the time to do that, and hopefully when we come back, he'll have that completed.
Do you?
I don't, it depends on the weather. I wanted to have it on before it rained, but it looks like we're going to have it sprinkled for a couple of days, and then we'll have some good days, but some of the parts aren't even going to be here till next week, so.
If I give you another 60 days, is there any way you see where you can have this all wrapped up in 60 days?
Well, the whole thing ain't going to be wrapped up, but I'll have the roof on where I can start on the rest of it. That's the main thing, is I want the roof on before I put any more money into it.
All right.
So if you give me 90 days, that should be enough to get that done and maybe have the windows and stuff in.
That's totally what we're looking for. If
All
we can
right.
get the 90
Let's-
days
let's-
and,
let's, can I have a date, Madam Clerk, for 90 days for progress review?
February 21st.
February 21st, that would be 2020, 2 p.m., right here.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
All right. Second on the calendar is 430 Darby Street. David and Ruby Smith, property owners. This is on for a determination of whether I am to either prepare an order after the hearing that was done on, I believe, 7/19/2019, or whether county council and the attorney for the Smiths have come to some resolution. Do you have an update on that matter, Officer Mello? For the record, there's no one here from either county council or attorney Mike Reese or the Smiths.
yeah, no progress has been made on site. The property owner did come in after the hearing and got some information on fence heights and setbacks and whatnot. But county council's not available to appear today, and they've requested a continuance on this matter.
All right. I'm going to give a 30-day notice, a 30-day continuance. Do we have a date for that, Madam Clerk?
For 30 days, you said?
Yes. December 20th? Thank you. December 20th at 2 p.m. Is it possible, Officer Mello, for you to send Mr. Reese and Mr. Our county counsel, Deputy County Counsel Blair, I suspect would be the appropriate person, to let them know the date, and if they don't have a decision by December 20, 2019 at 2 p.m. on whether they're going to resolve the case, I'm going to go ahead and issue an order sometime within 10 days after that date.
Yes, I will relay that information.
Thank you very much. All right. Let's see here, the third matter on the calendar is In Re 135 Church Tree Street. Jody Smith and I believe Isaiah O'Connell was the lessee. No one is present. I did issue an order finding two things: a public notice, a public nuisance on the illegal cultivation of marijuana on the property in question, and secondly, that tax was due because there was a commercial operation which entailed county taxes due, as specified in the order. I did set a review date today as to whether the public nuisance specified has been abated, and I have a copy of that order here. I'll just read it. The abatement shall be completed by November 15, 2019, and this matter is set for review 2 p.m. on this date, and that is today. If the abatement is not completed, the enforcement officer is empowered and authorized to abate the nuisance. The abatement shall consist of the following actions. remove the cannabis from the property, remove implements and materials of cannabis cultivation that emit offensive marijuana odor, lawfully dispose of same, including any trash, junk, and debris accumulations. Do you have an update for me on whether there has been abatement of the nuisance as specified?
Yes, code enforcement's followed up with the property, and all the nuisance conditions have been abated, and the cannabis activities have ceased there.
All right. Are you looking for any administrative cost recovery?
No further action requested on this case.
All right. Since the order did specify that giving the appellants the government code section 53069.4, that specifies the time period for which an appeal can be submitted to the Delaware County Superior Court. And I don't know if that has been done. So this matter, as I see it, will be off calendar. Do you agree?
Yes.
All right, that shall be the order. Would you think it appropriate to send a letter to the appellants on that there will be no cost recovery accounting hearing?
Yeah, I can send a notice advising the case is closed and no further actions are being pursued.
Right, and the order had been issued giving the tax consequences.
Yes.
As specified. All right, thank you. All right, the fourth matter on the calendar is in Ray 6661 Lake Earl Drive. Property owners Hartley's or successors in interest. Do you have an update for me on this matter, Officer Mello?
Yes, the property owner has had the illegal laundry room removed and corrected those violations stemming from that. The property is now in compliance, and if we could just schedule a cost recovery hearing for next month.
All right, that's good news,
Yes.
since this is another one that's been going on since
Long
July
time.
of last year. So I'll leave that to your prerogative to set a date and time for a cost recovery hearing. Send out
December
notice.
20th would be sufficient.
I'm sorry?
December 20th, we can set it, and it'll be sufficient time to get the,
All right, December
Cost.
20th at 2 p.m. Anything else on that matter?
no further on that matter.
All right. That's all I have on the calendar. Do you have anything
That
else?
is it.
All right, that'll be it. Thank you.